At that time, the Lord appointed 72 others, whom he sent ahead of him in pairs, to every town and place he intended to visit. He said to them, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. So ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest. Go on your way. Behold, I am sending you like lambs among wolves. Carry no money bag, no sack, no sandals, and greet no one along the way. Into whatever house you enter, first say, 'Peace to this household.' If a peaceful person lives there, your peace will rest on him. But if not, it will return to you. Stay in the same house and eat and drink what is offered you, for the laborer deserves his payment. Do not move about from house to another house. Whatever town you enter and they welcome you, eat what is set before you. Cure the sick in it, and say to them, 'The kingdom of God is at hand for you.' Whatever town you enter and they do not receive you, go out into the streets and say, 'The dust of your town that clings to our feet, even that we shake off against you.' Yet know this, the kingdom of God is at hand. I tell you, it will be more tolerable for Sodom on that day than for that town." The 72 returned rejoicing and said, "Lord, even the demons are subject to us because of your name." Jesus said, "I have observed Satan fall like lightning from the sky. Behold, I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and upon the full force of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus.
What is he going to say? Our words, actually, many of them. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Confusion, right?
All right.
Hello. What's up? Top of the day to you. All right, Konnichiwa. Some takers. It's Japanese, by the way. These are a few of the many ways and the many forms of greeting that people give one another around the world. The intent is plain enough. One person conveys to another a sentiment of friendly neighborliness or the sense of simple civility. This is, after all, what is proper, right? To at least acknowledge the existence of the other in the world and with the world. There's no harm in it, right? And at the very least, it's good. You acknowledged another human being. But did you know that something's lacking in those greetings? Did you know that Christians were instructed by Christ, God incarnate, to use a specific greeting, a specific word of greeting? We have our own special greeting, and that word is peace. Now, there are different meanings to this word, peace. In English, it most often means a certain contentedness. Kind of have everything put together, doesn't feel too bad, you're at peace. In the Latin, the word is pax, P-A-X. And especially for the Romans, this word means the cessation of hostilities. And this pax was often the result of a long and brutal and bloody subjugation of another people, whereby force dictates that a certain type of calm is enforced and results. Yet this pax is always temporary. the pox brought about by force. For a new power always comes along to establish itself in place of the old by force. But in Hebrew, the word is shalom, which is the word that Jesus knew and used, and it means so much more than either of these two other definitions. The ancient Hebrew concept of peace, rooted in the word shalom, meant wholeness, completeness, soundness, health, safety, prosperity, and carrying with it the implication of permanence. This peace occurs when there is no disease, no suffering or death, no war, no danger, no uncharity, no sin. It is meant to last forever. But this depth of peace seems impossible, does it not? And so for many reasons. Who gets to decide, after all, what health means? What contentedness means? What wholeness or safety means? Do we determine each for ourselves what peace means? Why don't we have it now? These questions point to a more fundamental meaning of the word shalom, the word peace. And at its deepest level, at the heart of the word, shalom means recognizing that God exists and has made and given purpose and meaning to all that is and to every one of us. It means recognizing that sin has separated man from God. It means being reconciled to our Creator by His forgiveness of our sins. It means the possibility of living entirely complete, entirely fulfilled as we were meant to be forever in God Himself. Jesus tells His disciples, the 72, to say, "Peace to this household." This is what they are saying. And this is why they are to stay with those who receive their offering of God's peace. For the hosting family is one which desires the peace of God to rest upon their household, to be freed from their sin, and to be reconciled to God Himself. Yet everyone who rejects this peace thus ultimately rejects God. And that is the terrible wonder of human freedom. The Lord is clear. If a household rejects His peace, you're to leave them be and spread God's peace to those who have an open heart and a willingness to accept it. Yet wherever the earthly peace persists, and where it exists only as a fruit of the restored and growing relationship with God and His gift of blessing. So yes, peace does mean the cessation of hostilities, but so much more. It means more than the Pax Romana. It means being reconciled with God and enjoying His presence. So here is a great challenge, one I know that I myself have to take up more seriously. It would be good for us as Christians to get in the habit of greeting one another with peace. Or better yet, may the peace of Christ be with you. Or when we visit a home, may the peace of Christ be upon this household. It means greeting the other with the desire that they may live forever in the presence of God and may experience some of that blessing even here and now. This conveyed peace of God is a true act of love, a true act of charity, willing the good of the other. Which, good morning, good afternoon, can never convey.